So Coach Price said you had to convince him a little bit on that fake with Cole last week.
Yeah.
Talk us through that. What was that conversation like?
Well, we always talk pregame about what we like, what plays we feel like are going to be there in all three phases. We felt like there was a chance for the fake really the last few weeks, and you're just looking for the right situation, the right time. I told him, I said, hey, I'm looking over on the sideline, and if they put their punt return team in, because a lot of times at midfield they're going to leave their defense on the field, and if they'd left their defense on the field, we likely wouldn't have called it. And I said, hey, if they run those guys out there, we need to take a look at it. And and it happens so fast. I mean, and I felt really good about it. So you kind of want to hit them like a little bit last second, like, hey, we should look at it. And so we did, and it was there, and we saw the result. So it was fun to see, man. The kids were fired up about it. The players were really fired up, so it was cool.
A lot of confidence in Cole. I mean,
oh yeah.
And Coach Price said he had really good ball security.
He did.
That's something you guys practice a lot.
Yeah.
As from your perspective, you coach that a lot. To
right.
see that executed the right way, what are your feelings kind of watching that happen, and he gets the first down and he keeps going? What's going through your mind?
Well, I mean, you want to contribute, right? I mean, you want to, you put a lot into it, as a unit, as our pride unit, which is our punt team. I mean, they practice. We practice that team probably as much as anything we do, and so you want those guys to have success, and you get excited for them when it does happen for them. And you get a guy like Cole. You got Cole, and you got Mario Kendricks in the backfield there, and Jack Hollyfield. Those are three guys that are kind of unlikely guys to be lead blocking and carrying the ball. So you see those guys get a chance to do something they don't normally do. So they get fired up, and it's cool. It was really fun.
Cole with a background as a tight end, does that help in terms of the fact that he knows what to do with the ball in his hand?
Well, I went to JC on Sunday. I said, hey, if you ever get tired of him over there, I'll take him and we'll work with him a little bit. He and I had worked a lot of ball security leading up. When we worked the deceptive, and he's an attention to detail guy. He's very conscientious. I had full confidence that he would do his job, and I had confidence in the other 10 guys as well. I'm really, really glad we ran it, because Pete Moore has probably practiced that jump up and the snap over his head probably 100 times, and that's got to get tiring, because he did it every single time that we ran reps of it in practice. So it was cool to see all 11 guys pitch in, and we named them the players of the game for special teams, and all 11 guys, because it takes 11. You can't run a play like that if you've got one guy not on the same page. So for all 11 to execute like that was cool.
Speaking of Pete, I mean, aside from maybe one bad punt here and there, it's been really solid for you guys this year.
Punting well, and I thought the other night he punted as well as he's had probably in the last 2 or 3 games. Really on time, does a nice job handling the ball, getting it out of his hands. Their punt returner was dangerous. And we're going to see dangerous returners week in and week out. And he hit really good hang time, good distance. I think he had one punt over 5-second hang, which I don't think he's hit all year. He is punting well. He's punting well.
Is Calo kicking with, I think, one healthy shoulder? What
right.
do you like about what he did? I mean, you guys changed it up a bit with some shorter kicks, but how much of a weapon has he been for you guys through those 7 games?
Well, I was just thinking, looking at the stats, and he's got 28 touchbacks out of, I think, 37 kicks, but he doesn't have the opportunity to kick a touchback on all 37. So I was trying to remember exactly. I'd say he's probably 28 to 32 on opportunities to kick touchbacks, which is elite. He's got a very strong leg. And I was really proud of him the other night, gutting through an injury and playing through that and executing. And he kicked the next one out of bounds. But to be honest with you, he was in a lot of pain, and kind of that subsided a little bit, and he kind of gutted through and finished strong for us.
On the kickoff return for a touchdown, what did you see as the potential breakdown, or did Wake actually scheme well?
Well, I give them a lot of credit. They did a nice job. They executed. We didn't fit it great. We got to coach it better. I think that we've got to do a better job of getting the guys in the right spot. But as with a lot of, when you see a kickoff return break like that, the common thing that I've seen over the years is just you don't take any speed off the returner. and that's what we didn't do. We didn't take any speed off of him because we didn't fit it correctly. And, we got to get it coached up. We spent a lot of time on it this week, and we've had a good week of practice, so we'll keep working at it.
What's impressed you about your tight end room the most so far this year? It seems like they're making plays left and right.
Yeah, I think consistency. I think every day coming out with the right attitude, the right work ethic, not having to, they're pretty bright guys. We don't have to spend a lot of time, revisiting concepts, and, they can, Coach Bowen does a good job of building plays off of plays, and they follow that really well. And then when they get a chance to make a play in the passing game, they've done a nice job. I've been really excited for them, and it's fun to see their work pay off.
We've seen Gallo around a lot. Has
Coach Gallo?
Yeah. What's his veteran presence been like? Just having him around.
Nick's awesome. I feel for him. Wish he was out here. So does everyone else in the program. Really tough blow for him. Great attitude. Knows the offense inside and out. Really is quite a bit of an important influence on this team, and he's here every day. On one hand you just feel for him, but on the other hand you really enjoy seeing him every day, and he enjoys. When I'm talking to the guys on the sidelines between series, he's right there, and he'll interject if he sees something, and that's invaluable. You got a veteran guy that can help those young guys, because the one thing about that room, they are playing well, they are doing some good things. They are young, they are young players, and so they're going to make mistakes here and there, and so having an older guy that can help them get through that, that's a peer, is really important.
You mentioned the youth. Does it surprise you when you look at through 7 games that Daquan, Benji are among the team leaders in catches in terms of what they're able to do in this offense?
It doesn't surprise me in terms of their ability, but it is impressive that they're able to do that with so little experience. Daquan had a tough summer. He was not healthy for all the summer, so it took him a little while to kind of get, it took him all of camp and early in the year, but he's really worked hard to play at a high level, and he's just a second-year player. And then Benji, here's Benji that really hasn't had an offseason, a true get-ready-to-play ball offseason in 2 years. He's battled, the knee issues, and so for him to come in and play, it's like when we opened up at ODU, and I'm watching him, and really all 7 weeks. I mean, the guy's only played 7 games in his college career. And so, it is impressive that those guys can function the way they have at a young age. And Harrison St. Germain's doing a nice job. He's in there in a run game. He's another young guy, a redshirt freshman, and he does a great job, and he's played well.
A fourth tight end, is it Pickett, Wimbish? Who do you see in there stepping up?
Well, it would be Cole Pickett. It would be Cole. Cole can play either spot, on the ball, off the ball, probably more suited for off the ball. He would be the fourth guy, but then we really like our young guys. We like Zeke. We like Jay Rikas. We think those guys have big futures. But right now it would be Cole.
What did you like about how the way John bounced back? He missed the first one, then hit 3 over the course of the game there.
Man, huge field goals, right? Huge field goals. I mean, we're scratching and clawing for every point. He bounced back after a miss early. The thing about John, I said this in the preseason, John hits a straight ball. He gives himself a chance, really every kick. I believe he's 3rd in the league in field goals made. I think he's 10 of 12 for the year. So he gives himself a chance. He kicks with confidence. What I do like about John is he moves on from a bad play. And again, youth, right? I mean, he's a young guy. He's a second-year guy. Kicked in a couple games last year. But being able to bounce back, I mean, that's the name of the game at that position.
You guys, obviously, Bayshaw had that big return against Florida State for a touchdown. What was your vantage point on that? And is that another one of those? Obviously, it goes for a touchdown, a little bit different from Cole's fake, but I'm sure you have to be pleased with the way that was executed.
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. We had, PJ Prelo did a great job of setting. They were taking as we look at it, their L3, and that guy was their contain guy. And PJ, typically will pin him, but they were running him wide, and we just told PJ, hey, just run him up the field. But that's easier said than done. And he really did a nice job of getting the edge. And then Stephen Gosnell was kind of the next guy at the point of attack. And then Tisdale kind of bluffed the double team and rolled over to the field, which is something that Coach McCombs and I were kind of talking about as the season went. We're like, hey, we can add a hat over here. And so Tisdale did a great job. Malachi led up, picked the right guy. And then on the backside of it, everyone else makes it look like the boundary return we've been running. So they've all got to execute. So it's the same thing as the punt fake. It takes all 11 guys, and it certainly takes the guy carrying the ball, that has the wherewithal to find the seam and to finish a run for 99. I mean, that's a long ways to go, so that was cool. That was cool. It got us back in striking distance, so it was fun to see those guys get excited.
You've talked about having running backs as your kick returns, how you like them so
Right.
much. I'm sure that's
Right.
a prime example of it right there.
Yeah, I mean, on that particular one, he didn't have to break any tackles, but what I do like about having the running back there is those guys are used to breaking tackles, and it's hard to block them all. And he's certainly had some nice returns this year. Got some hard yards and Malachi has as well. Malachi plays back there as well, and he's done a nice job. DeJuan Lofton had a nice return a few weeks back. So, those guys are doing well.